Welcome to the West Indian Women Network. I am Priscilla Ramcharan, the founder here in Pennsylvania, and I have a super duper, very important guest today, all the way out in New York, blessing us with her knowledge. Please welcome Peggy Beneby.
Thank you so much, Priscilla, for having me. I'm so excited to share. Very interested in your network. Um, as you said, I'm from New York, born and raised, and I am West Indian. Both my parents are from St. Kitts in the Virgin Islands. Yay! Any Kittitians out there? And I forget.
So tell us about your company.
Tell us about my work and how I got started. You know, it's very interesting. I went to school to be an educator. I was actually a teacher by trade, and I still educate to today. But, you know, I went from being in the classroom teaching middle school and high school, and then young adults and adults. And I found myself in a place in my career where I was at a crossroads. You know, I wasn't feeling the effectiveness of being in the classroom. And I was teaching in upstate New York. So as most people know, you know, a teacher's salary is not, you know, anything. It's not great. It's not the highest paid. But I wasn't doing it because of the pay. I was doing it because my heart was in it, you know, and I love the youth and I love children. But after I had my own child, I started to, you know, wanted to be a mother more, you know, than a mother to my students, even though I still love them. I did not like a couple of times when I had to be called in, because if my daughter was sick, I needed to take time off from work. And, you know, one year the principal was like, well, you can't take any more time off. And I'm like, well, what if my daughter gets sick? I'm not supposed to care for my child. Like, that's ridiculous. So I started to see the signs on the, you know, the wall that certain people were expecting me to put my career over my family. And I was just not going to have that. So I started to look into other things, and I looked at other businesses, and I came across this business, Primerica, where I could build my own agency. So I love the fact that it was something that I could start on a flexible time. So in the very beginning, it was part-time. It was flexible because I was working, you know, over 40 hours, a full-time job at the university, an administrative position, and I was still teaching part-time in the evenings at a business college. So I needed something that was going to be flexible as a single parent, you know. So I wasn't trying to, you know, pay someone, you know, 20 hours to watch my kids so I can get 15, you know, working part-time. That didn't make any sense. So I began to start the venture in financial services. And initially, I was a little nervous because I was not a math person. I didn't really care for, you know, math and certain things, but I did care about my finances and my future. Mm-hmm. So I told myself I could learn, right? I could learn how to do better. And that's pretty much how I started, you know, to get the licensing and become a financial advisor.
Well, congratulations to you. And yes, we share our teaching passion in common. And yes, I agree with you. You know, the reward is not in the pay, it's in seeing your students succeed and excel. But at the same time, having two girls myself, I also wanted to be close to them, see them grow up, and, you know, have that experience where it wasn't all work, 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 work. So I commend you for making that decision.
Thank you. Yes. And, you know, today, even more so, like you hear so much people leaving the workforce because they want, you know, something that they can own, something that's more flexible. You know, so many people are starting their own businesses today. And, you know, for me, this was something that allowed me to, have my daughter, near me by my side and be able to take the time off that I needed to go to all of her school events,
Mm-hmm.
and to be able to travel and do certain things. And now that knowledge, thank God, has spilled over to her, because
Oh,
now she's getting that financial education and she's learning, how to take care of her finances so she doesn't make the same mistakes that I made. And she is absolutely my inspiration and my motivation, for everything that I do. It's always been about her and providing a better life for her, getting her to a place where she didn't have to worry about the certain things that I had to worry about when I was starting out young. So, that really makes me happy.
I completely understand. And I think that is something near and dear to my heart because growing up, I did not have the tools to be financially motivated, to become more savvy, to get a head start, to build wealth. And I agree that is my same goal for my children to also not want for anything. They have the tools, they know what they're doing, and they'll say, "Thank you, mom, for putting this in the palm of my hand," and that's something that I kind of wish I had had. But then I met you. So now you can school me.
And
Yeah.
I love helping, especially, I love helping women entrepreneurs. I love helping people of color. I love helping single moms, only because these are certain um, networks of people. These are certain, as I can't think of the word now, but those individual sectors that
Mhm.
are grossly overlooked and also taken advantage of, right? If you think about it, women get preyed upon, in all industries. You think about going to buy a car or, various things, and they say, oh, this is a woman. They probably don't know anything, right? And so they charge us more and they do certain things than they do for men. And so I never liked that. And my goal was, here I am. I'm a single parent. I'm a Black woman, and I want to help those women not to fall into those pitfalls, right? That are purposely set up for us, right? Because
Mhm.
they see us coming, they can literally see us coming. We look like a woman, you know, and they take advantage of that. So that is also my passion. Like I help everybody, I love
Right.
everybody, but if I can help a single parent or a woman entrepreneur, female entrepreneur, or someone who's of color, because I know that's even more important. They even need more help.
Right, right. I agree. I agree. So tell us more about Primerica. What do you do? What services can you offer to our community? Being women of color, women entrepreneurs, knock on wood, I still have the hubby around. But at the same time, I'm a girl that likes to be independent. I love having my own financial stability. I like to depend on myself because you never know what could happen.
Absolutely. And as women, we have to, right? We have to
Mhm.
have that our own, that just in case. I had one co-teacher that I used to teach with, and she used to keep this drawer and she would just keep shoving money in there and shoving money in
Ooh,
there. And one time I asked her and I was like, she called it the slush fund, but she told me, she was like, this is in case I ever need, if I ever need anything, I don't have to depend on my husband, right? I have to ask permission, right? If I need to
right.
get out of Dodge, right? Whatever happens, she knew she had some money sitting there. And this was before Primerica. So I didn't even know anything about investing then. She was keeping it in her drawer. Today, I would tell her,
You
hey, you need
see?
to invest that money, right?
Yes.
So, but I feel so lucky and blessed that I came across this opportunity. And I will share my screen
Thank you
um,
so much.
just to
Well,
kind of go over a couple of things here.
how exciting. We
So
see your
yes.
screen. Woohoo.
So, there's five main financial financial concerns that people are having today. And this is one of the reasons why, the industry is very, very important. The financial services industry, number one, is the most high paid industry, but it's also a very needed industry. People talk about something that's going to be around, that's recession proof or something like that. This is it. Why? Because people have a lot of debt out there and they need help getting out of debt. And we provide services for that. Also, retirement. Most people, when I was teaching, I was shooting in the dark. I had no idea what my financial independence number was going to be. I knew I was going to have a pension. I had no clue if it was going to be enough. I didn't know about other investments. So most people are saving money, but they don't have a plan. They have no idea if it's going to be enough. And they kind of know it's not, And then when it comes to college savings, and I'm getting ready to do a seminar for some parents at a daycare of one of my clients, and just to talk about college savings, because if you look at the debt that's associated with student loans, the student loan debt, you can tell that people are saving nothing for college. So if you can start young, when your kids are young, and daycare, and preschool, and they could have something saved up for college, that would so help with that, right? That student loan
Agreed.
debt. And then there's life insurance. We're the number one marketers of term life insurance in the United States. And, we have a philosophy that term life insurance, you can get the most protection at the least cost, because so many people don't have enough protection out there. People who have life insurance know they need more, and they don't think they can afford it. And then there's, more income. People who are looking for multiple sources of income, residual income, things like
My
that.
favorite word.
Yes, right. And we have an opportunity where people can earn $500 to $3,000 a month part-time, or even, have a career change if the money were right. And that's what I was looking at. I started for that part-time money, but I was very interested in the career change because the money was right. We're talking about making, six figures within 2 to 3 years, and then even the possibility of earning 7 figures on top of that. So I definitely was interested, so everybody can ask themselves, which of these concerns are important, to themselves. And most people are going to pick at least 2 to 3 things on that list, and that's what we do. And people are having these challenges because they don't get that financial education. They don't have a financial game plan, and they don't have a financial coach. And I know I didn't. And Priscilla, you and I have talked, and I'm very happy to be your coach. We don't charge for the coaching. That's another thing. Like, some financial planners would charge you thousands of dollars to sit down with you and put together a game plan. And we don't do that. Why? Because we represent all the companies, so as a representative of Primerica, I actually have access to the insurance companies and the investment companies and even legal services and some other things like that, so that we have strategic partners that help our clients in all of these 9 areas. So these are not only multiple sources of income, but these are, the different ways that we can help. Morningstar coined us, the financial services supermarket, like the Amazon of financial services, right? Where you can get pretty much everything under one roof, and it's home delivered because we come to you, right? Whether it's Zoom or in person, but we're meeting with the client and we're meeting on their time. So that makes us very convenient, for people, especially people who are working all the time, because I can meet with a client anytime, anywhere.
On a lunch
So
break.
on a lunch break, now I can be on Zoom across the country, down south. It doesn't matter. And that's why we're growing so fast. And that's why we have, reached all of these accomplishments in such a short period of time. And I wanted to share this because there may be a lot of people out there who have never heard of Primerica. When I was introduced, I never heard of Primerica. But, for a company that does not do any national advertisements, we're a Fortune 1000 company since 2020. We've been rated the best workplace for women 2019, 2021, and 2022. We have the Gender Equality Award from Forbes. We also have Forbes gave us 3 awards for Triple Crown this year.
Wow.
Best Insurance Company, Best for Gender and Equality, and Best Workplace for Women. And then Investors Business Daily also named us the #1 most trusted life insurance company and the #3 most trusted financial services company overall, right, in
Not a
the
bad day's
nation.
work.
So, our work is starting to show up. People are starting to notice and recognize what it is that we do for our clients. We have the Dalbar Award. It's a customer service award for our mutual fund and investments. People are very, very happy, with the company, with the services and what we're doing. And more exciting, the last thing I just want to share with everybody, is that the step to financial independence is having a plan. And that's what, I specialize in, setting up that game plan. We call it your financial house.
Mm-hmm.
So for those people who are interested, I should have put my information on a slide, but I can
Don't
put
worry,
it in
we'll
the
put it in
chat.
the description box.
So
We'll put
yeah,
it in the
so
description box
how they could get
below.
in touch with me,
Yes.
if you're outside of the United States, unfortunately, that would be a little bit of a challenge, but I could still, maybe forward the information to someone else. I know we are located in Canada, but not yet in the West Indies. But it's putting a plan together, and being able to do that. And so for those people who are in the United States and you're looking for, an opportunity that can give you residual income, multiple sources of income, or even, a career change in the financial services industry, don't have to be great at finance. I wasn't. I learned everything, right?
Or mathematics.
But we're
That's
on
my
a great
weakness.
expansion, right? We're
Yes.
expanding across the country, and we're looking for sharp, motivated individuals, that can use certain skill sets. So we are expanding, and we're also looking for referrals. If you're out of the country, but you have family in the country and they could use this information, please do contact Priscilla, contact me. Let us help them, right, to financial independence. And then if there was something that I said today that sparked your interest, and you want more information, obviously more information. I just barely touched the surface, right, of everything that we're able to do and offer. So if you want some more information, please contact me. I will share my landing page and all my information with Priscilla.
Yes.
So that I can help. But I really appreciate you having me, on this broadcast so that I can share. I am very passionate about what I do. I really love, not just the company, but I love the opportunity, to work with people and to provide value, right? To do something that's going to provide value and make people's lives better.
Absolutely. What a great presentation. What an amazing topic. Finances. Nothing can happen if our finances are not working for us. And what I love about talking to you is that you listen and you understand where I'm coming from, what I lack, what I, could work on, and you help me fill in the gaps. So I really enjoy working with you, and you all will love working with Peggy as well. She's very, very nice. And we'll put all of the description, all of the information in the description box. But do you also offer training?
So yes, we do have webinars. Actually, we have one coming up, and I think I sent it to you, so I'll repost it again. It's like in the beginning of November, and it's going to be about retirement services. And we have someone actually coming in from one of our strategic partners to talk about annuities. We're going to be talking about Social Security, like when to take, because certain people are like, well, should I wait? Should I take early? How is it going to affect everything? So for people who want information about that, And then I can always schedule something, if there's some specific interest people have, like if it's, investing in the kid for their children, like the one I'm doing for the daycare, where I'm going over specific accounts that you can open up for investing for your children, and how it would affect, taxes. Now, of course, I'm not a tax accountant, so you always have to, you know, um, go by what your accountant says, confer with your accountant on certain things, but I could at least tell you what the accounts do, and the ones that we have, that you can open them and start saving and things like that. And for those people who are, any of those things that was on that wheel, we can talk about and we can do a seminar for.
Perfect. And it's just all about getting the information, finding out what it is, take that first step, assess what
Mhm.
you need, come up with
The
a
first
plan.
step, have a
Right.
plan, right? Have a plan, because that's the thing that most people are lacking. Something, that light bulb went off in my head one time. I heard somebody say people spend more time planning their family vacation than they do their financial future. And I'm like, oh, that's so true. Like, how excited do you get when you're going away for vacation? You
Woohoo.
plan and plan. You might plan for 3 months, 6 months, right? Your vacation, plan it all out. You know everything where you're gonna go, where you're gonna eat, what you're gonna wear, but you don't even think about planning for your retirement. That's crazy. Planning birthday parties, planning retirement parties, or various things. I just came from a church anniversary. Yes, the day before yesterday, and it was beautiful, but how much planning and care went into that? But
Right.
are people taking that time? And it doesn't have to be a lot of time, 45 minutes to an hour, to put a plan together that's going to make sure that they're properly protected, debt free, and financially independent.
Yes. And you'll leave that 45-minute to an hour meeting feeling a little more confident, knowing that your loved ones will be taken care of. If you need that kind of financial help or advice, that you can build some wealth at the
Okay.
same time, maybe
Feel
earn
like
additional income.
relief.
Yes, absolutely. And that's what keeps people up at night sometimes. What am I going to
Absolutely.
do for the future? So
Absolutely.
having a peace of mind and talking to Peggy will definitely give you a better night's sleep too.
Absolutely.
So would you say that's your message for our viewers, is
Yes.
to
Yes. So have a plan, so that you can get a good night's sleep. Know for sure that, you're properly protected, that you have strategies to get out of debt. What is your debt free date? What is your financial independence date? If you don't have these answers, these numbers, then come and see me. If you think or you're working with somebody else, that's okay too. To get a second opinion, right? I am a cancer survivor. When I was diagnosed, I was really scared.
oh,
And the
bless
doctor
you.
told me that I had to do certain things. But guess what? I got a second and a third opinion, because I wanted to make sure that I was doing the right thing, because I knew that that was a very important. I was going to have to go to surgery and medication and all of these things, and it took me a big, like 2 years out of my life, of
Hmm.
treatment and everything. So I wanted to make sure that I had the best plan and I was working with the best person. So don't wing it, right? Get a second opinion. Get a third opinion. It's okay if you've had somebody for the last 18 years or 20 years. That's great. Get a second opinion. You never know.
And we are happy to have you here with us to share your story. And you're a strong woman,
Thank you.
a survivor, and you've been quite an asset for me myself, getting to know you. So again, any financial needs that you are thinking about, let us know. Contact Peggy and she'll let us know about the webinar. And just get your ducks in a row for yourself, your family, your future. You never know, you may have a unexpected health issue come up as well,
Like I did.
like Peggy did. And it's always good to be prepared. So we're very happy to share this information in our platform and to share it with everybody. And hopefully you'll expand further out in the future, but for now, United States and Canada. And then if anybody knows anybody out here and they would like to have help for them, send them over. Well, thank you, Peggy, for joining us. We can go in depth in the future and maybe dissect
Yes.
a couple of more topics that will make some things clear for others. So I
That would
really
be fun
appreciate
for the
you.
educator in me.
Yes, and the educator and me minus the mathematics.
Yes. That's what calculators are for, girl. Don't worry. We have programs that do it all.
Love it. Love it. Well, you have a
So
blessed rest of the day, and we
thank
look
you so
forward to
much.
having you back. You're welcome.
Thank you so much for having me. Have a great day.
Say bye.
Bye.